Ancient astronauts, the extraterrestrial time traveler's dream. A 10,000-year doomsday clock is being built into the mountain by Jeff Bezos. Why 10,000 years? Is that the amount of time it will take to convert Earth's mass, core, and energy fields? Let's pretend humanity keeps mining resources and abusing the environment by being unnecessarily wasteful. Consumerism that eventually gets so out of control that every resource and rock is depleted, the air polluted, and the water a toxic wasteland full of the consumer world's trash. What plan does humanity have in place to save the planet, even if the event has not occurred yet? Present humanity is living at a pivotal point in Earth's evolution. The human mind didn't become the most intelligent creature on Earth without a price. The price of intellect is being able to determine what humanity's future fate might hold. But it's not as simple as it sounds. There are many forces like consumerism and the overall programmed mindset of humanity as a whole to accept what is and that they may not change it. Humans are too busy in the now. YOLO comes to mind. You only live once. Working, going along with society, because if they do not comply, their jobs, homes, food, and other comforts of life may be stripped from them. They simply do not have the time to think about 10,000 years into the future. Why would it matter? They won't be alive anyways, right? You cannot blame humanity for falling for this trap. The saying, sheep being herded to their slaughter, comes to mind. They are forced to comply through various methods, including there not being land to simply grow stuff on or live on for free. Laws and mind tricks like propaganda are being used to sway the masses to think and act a certain way, like consumerism, for example. Everything on this planet belongs to someone and is heavily controlled and monitored. You can own a piece of land, and somehow the bank or government can still take it if they really wanted. That's how the law system is abused. I often think about some of the wealthiest individuals on the planet. They have been entrusted with holding such a large amount of money. I have came to realize that they are slaves for their own money, but may themselves be unaware of this reality. The fear if they don't do it, someone else will. A poor individual is forced to spend their last $10 inevitably. A wealthy individual cannot fathom to lose 60% of their fortune, so they continue making choices that keep their wealth growing, like promoting consumption, even if that means causing damage to the environment, economy, or other humans, in an attempt to keep their wealth and power. They have lost their way because they are also slaves to the system of money. Earth itself should be thought of as the spaceship vessel the human species shares as they travel throughout the universe. Due to the heavy consumerism and rate at which Earth's environmental resources are being used up or wasted, the Earth itself does not appear to have enough time to recover and regenerate itself properly to sustain a healthy ecosystem for humanity, animals, and plants to thrive on in the future, perhaps even 10,000 years. The center of the Earth is made up of the pressurized solid inner core, who slowly releases the pressure, creating the liquefied magma outer core, who eventually tunnels its way onto Earth's surface through volcanoes, releasing its pressurized gases, eventually creating rock formations and the ozone. The volcano not only produces gaseous wastes that build the ozone, but also has the ability to harness the power of lightning through the buildup of negative ions during certain eruptions, which turns the poisonous gases it releases into smaller particles, like oxygen or carbon, that then rain down and turn into the soil and gives way for other life, like humanity or plants, to breathe. Comparable to the natural nitrogen fixation cycle, or even the carbon dioxide oxygen cycle that plants and humans share. The outer core is responsible for the Earth's magnetic field, spin, and gravitational force. If current rates of mining, construction, cutting down trees, and consumerism continues at its current rate, how long will it take to completely deplete the Earth's magnetic outer core? Perhaps humanity has to figure out a save the Earth solution before the 10,000 years go by in order to preserve life itself. What happens if the planet is not able to regenerate itself quickly enough to maintain the balance of life through its various stages of recycling, who produce more minerals, rocks, and the electromagnetic fields that keep the Earth spinning and within the sun's orbit? Lightning has the ability to break apart air molecules and or other atmospheric pollution, which in theory would be a way that greenhouse gases may be cleaned. For example, a lightning strike has the ability to break fused nitric oxide into nitrogen and oxygen atoms. There is one issue though. The atmosphere isn't just oxygen. It is a mixture of various gases, vapors, and also man-made pollution created through mining, factories, or other industries or wastes. According to Jenna Jenkins at Penn State, nitrogen, oxygen, and water vapor molecules are broken apart by lightning and associated weaker electrical discharges, generating the reactive gases nitric oxide, ozone, hydroperoxyl, and the atmosphere's cleaner hydroxyl. While lightning produces the reactive oxides, hydroxyl and hydroperoxyl ions have the ability to break the various gas vapors and pollutants bonds down, but also simultaneously produce the ozone or O3 layer as a byproduct. The National Weather Service states, EPA calculates the Air Quality Index, or AQI, for 5 major air pollutants regulated by the Clean Air Act. Ground-level ozone particle pollution, also known as particulate matter, carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide, and nitrogen dioxide. If lightning was suddenly captured and controlled to clean the atmosphere full of extra man-made pollutants, which the Earth itself does not have enough time to recycle or use to regenerate itself, it would create a new issue. It would create a thick ozone, atmosphere, and environment similar to that of Jupiter, full of gases, both good and bad. If only one of the 5 of Earth's major air pollutants was cleaned and broken down by lightning into its elemental source, for example, sulfur dioxide, then the atmosphere and environmental conditions of Earth might turn more like into the atmosphere of Venus. Another type of gas being cleaned may result in one of the other planetary ozones, atmospheres, and environmental conditions. What if the planet's Earth is surrounded by really is Earth itself in the past, present, and future, allowing humans who are at a distance away from the other planetary bodies or points in space-time to view how Earth itself evolves throughout universal history. Its timeline, starting out as Mercury and ending up like Pluto. Perhaps the Great Red Storm on Jupiter was the result of all of Earth's greenhouse gases being cleaned with lightning, yet having no plan in place to recapture the energy within its core, allowing it to roam freely, ionically trapped within a heavy atmospheric ozone, giving the planet gravitational force that keeps it in line. Could it potentially rain diamonds from the sky on Earth? Yes. That is, if you only broke down air polluters like carbon monoxide or even water vapor, potentially and eventually developing into a densely pressurized atmosphere full of carbon and hydrogen, who gets transformed into diamonds and rains back down, constructing the planet's gem-like core and slushy oceans, like on Neptune or Uranus. So the question is, how does humanity attempt to fix the issue that if the greenhouse gases found on Earth were cleaned with controlled lightning, whose byproduct is a growing acidic ozone layer, rid themselves of the potentially colorful yet toxic gases of clouds? How can humanity capture carbon? How can humanity catch sulfur? And once the colorful clouds of broken down gases collect and settle into the various layers, determined by their molecular weight and composition. The conspiracy of controlling the weather. DARPA. Can vapor and clouds be produced? Yes. Can the directional electromagnetic currents of the invisible wind be controlled? Yes. A work in progress, a prediction of the upcoming weather, a forecast by me, Brittany C. If this were to be true, then theoretically, the captured and controllable lightning, possibly produced by using aircrafts who release ionic gases into the atmosphere, that may eventually react and explode into lightning if they come into contact with the right vaporized reactants. Or by other methods, like Tesla coil ground sources, or other weather instruments. Then it would mean that the clouds and lightning could be moved and controlled by human technologies. But we don't want to end up like Jupiter or Uranus, so we need another solution to capture and control this electromagnetic lightning force. Should the man-made clouds of greenhouse gases be navigated using technologies that control the invisible electromagnetic wind currents using strong magnetic fields or other sources into certain regions around the world, allowing them to rain down and pull into specific remote locations that eventually, naturally, may turn back into the mineral or rock deposits? What if the inner and outer core of Earth was mined dry and the natural mineral pools took too long to revert back into the rocky deposits? How would Earth stay in orbit and survive? Earth's core is the source of not only the electromagnetic field of gravitational forces, but is also the giver of life, electricity, and lightning that makes the world go round. Not money, by any means. It is the destroyer who fools everyone. A solution to fix this issue is by building a man-made manual depressurization outer core chamber with a manual internal variable capacitor who captures the lightning energy and systematically releases it in spurts back into the outer core, who also has the capabilities to use the captured man-made greenhouse clouds and compress them back into rocks or other minerals that may be used to replenish Earth's resources so that mining for resources may safely continue indefinitely. Earth's purpose is to replenish and gain more mass in a balanced and sustainable manner. If successful, it would allow more life to thrive on Earth's surface. There would have to be at least 4 capacitors to create 2 polarized disks, one north and one in the south, and can be imagined as a cube or internal battery. The energy of each capacitor connecting into 4 various capacitor corners with the objective to hack or recreate Earth's natural electromagnetic fields / spin, and also be able to control the directional poles and natural reverses of poles. Such a solution would require humanity as a whole to not only take control over Earth's electromagnetic grid, but also the Earth's core source that keeps it within orbit and is the giver of all life that makes the world go round, aka its electromagnetic field that extends into the universe. A risk. A risk because building such a core or chamber strong enough to support such power may require the use of the rest of the resources that still exist on Earth. There may be changes in weather, climate, and overall environments, as well as the oceans, if such an operation was occurring. Due to the potential amount of resources being mined and pollution created due to such a project, it may also temporarily offset Earth's gravitational pull and also the ozone that protects Earth from the sun. The reason this clock-like core capacitor chamber would have to be manual is as a fail-safe measure, just in case a solar flare or other such disaster were to occur in the future, strong enough to fry a digitally controlled core chamber. Then the entire grid and Earth's surrounding electromagnetic field would fail to exist, and that would really trigger a catastrophic disaster for life on Earth. If a manual chamber is built, then humanity must ensure it can be easily jump-started, or levers turned to get the movement going again if it were to ever jam or wear down like watch gears. Humanity building a man-made core chamber that takes control of Earth's grid and life forces would be considered a technology of a highly advanced alien civilization, allowing them to join the Galactic Federation or Space Empire made up of connected planets of other intelligent life systems that may also be found within this universe. It has been calculated that the current sun the Earth is locked to will begin to die in about 5 billion years due to hydrogen depletion. While there may be potential methods that exist within the universe that would replenish its source, if the intelligent life on Earth cannot learn to sustain their own planetary existence, how can they get to the point to replenish the sun? If all else fails and humanity does not sustain their own planet's existence by taking responsible control over its resources, power grid, and electromagnetic fields that extend into the solar system by building a man-made core, but fail to replenish the sun's energy sources and the sun begins to die, they may, in the future, as a second possibility, simply use the Earth as a spaceship base and break free out of the sun's orbit and find a new nearby planetary and sun system to join to ensure everlasting survival of the species. If I had access to all the money in the world, that is what I would spend it on. Many projects to be done.